So there you have it, the truth about Black Africa. An Africa that had the greatest wall in the world, one of the greatest feats of ancient engineering or earthworks the world has ever seen. An Africa where there are more pyramids in Sudan than in Egypt. An Africa that produced the world's wealthiest man. An Africa that produced massive megalithic architecture. And an Africa that had an alphabet, anything from thousands of years to 700 years before my ancestors in Ireland had. It seems almost like everything is backwards. And it seems like when people are at war, the ultimate aim is to create mass propaganda so that the truth is never known. One wonders if these things had been known, just what effect it might have had on the course of history. They were just merely shifted to the side, covered up, omitted, deleted, etc. So the ultimate question is, did 100 million people have to die just because of everybody else's idiocy, greed, vanity, and bloodlust? In all the wars, the colonial wars, liberation wars, slavery, etc., over the years, if this knowledge had been commonplace to the general majority of humanity, the answer simply is no. Beyond a shadow of a doubt, the murder of 100 million black Africans remains the largest unacknowledged genocide the world has ever seen, and will remain so as long as Africa remains poor and unrecognized for her part in which she played in human history, especially considering that the word African and human are deeply related, if not ultimately one and the same thing. So my aim in this video has been to restore Africa to a rightful place in history, to put her on equal footing with the rest of the world's civilizations, and to combat the unjustified, unscientific and erroneous ignorance and racism that she's had to endure for far too long. However, I think it needs to be borne in mind that these civilizations were great golden Babylons. They engaged in slavery, they engaged in the decimation of the environment. They were empires like the rest of the empires of the world. They traded in slaves, they traded in rhino horn, they traded in ivory, in ebony, in leopard skins. It was monumental. So my hope is to show you that the true soul of Africa, the umbilical cord to the root of our very being, is out there within the wilderness of Africa, within its not so obvious societies and people, and within the land and the animals and the wildlife of Africa. That's where the soul really is, and that's what the lessons that we need to learn right now at this point of ecological crisis and societal oppression. So thank you for listening. This is Shellrock Bones for DNA TV signing off. See you next time.